Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a super quick, super easy project to share. I'm going to show you how to make this Thanksgiving charger plate with your Cricut. I just love how it turned out and I'm excited to show you how easy it is to make your own. For this project you'll need a charger, and I found this adorable plaid charger at Dollar Tree. You'll also need orange and white adhesive vinyl, transfer tape, a weeding tool and scraper, a bow, some fall embellishments, and of course your Cricut, your cutting mat, and the cut file. So grab your supplies and head over to your computer. The first thing we need to do is grab the SVG file we'll be using for this project. You can get it for free on my blog at burtonavenue.com. I keep all the SVG files for the projects that I make and share in my free SVG library. These files will work with all kinds of cutting machines and they're free to everyone. Once you're on my site, just click on Free SVG Files and then Free SVG Library. You will need a password to get into the library, and there are instructions on the screen if you need to get one. Once you're in the library, you can search for the file Give Thanks. It will either be listed under the most recent projects and cut files or under the Thanksgiving category. You can also use your browser search to find it. I've added the unique code BA1716 after the file name to make finding the design a little bit easier. So once you've found the file, go ahead and click on that link, and the files will be downloaded onto your computer. Now when you download these files online, they come in a zipped folder, and you'll need to unzip or extract them before you can use them in Cricut Design Space. To do this, you need to go to the location where downloaded files are saved on your computer, and for me that's on my desktop. Look for that zipped folder that we just downloaded and double click on it. A new window should open, and somewhere you should see the option to extract or unzip. Click on that and another window will open, and this will show you where on your computer the unzipped files will be saved. And you need to remember this location because you'll have to get to it once you're in Cricut Design Space. Now go ahead and click on the extract button, and those files will be unzipped and they're now ready to use in Design Space. So let's head over to Cricut Design Space and start on a new project. Once you're on the canvas screen, you can click on the Upload button and then click Upload Image and then click on Browse. And now you'll want to go to that location where the unzipped files were saved on your computer. Once you're inside of that folder, you'll see several different file types listed, and we need to find the SVG file. But you'll notice on my computer there isn't an SVG file, and that's because on my computer SVG files show up as a Microsoft Edge HTML document, and sometimes it can show up as a Chrome HTML document. So if you don't see an SVG in your list of files, be sure to look for something like that instead. So select the SVG file and then click Open. Make sure it's the design you want to work with and then click Upload. Select that design one more time and then click Add to Canvas. And now the design will appear on your canvas screen. So the first thing that we're going to do is ungroup these two colors so that later in the process we can select them individually. So with everything selected, you can just right click and choose Ungroup. And you'll notice over here it breaks the two designs apart. The next thing we're going to do is resize them so that they will fit on the charger plate. So I'm just going to move them down here for just a minute, and then I'm going to draw a circle that is the same size as the inside of the charger plate. So I'm going to click on Shapes and then choose Circle. And then I'm going to change the size of my circle to 8 inches. And then you can also click on Arrange and Send to Back. And that will just push that circle behind our design. So now we can select the design and just drag on these arrows until the size looks good. Okay, so the size of my design is about 6 3/4 of an inch, and I think that size looks great. So now that we have the size done, we can delete this circle. The next thing we're going to do is create some registration marks that will help us when we're layering these two colors of vinyl. So we're going to do that by creating some squares that we can line up on top of each other when we're working with our design. So I'm going to click on Shapes and then click Square, and then I'm going to go up and change it to 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to make a copy of that by right-clicking and choosing Duplicate. I'm going to just scoot it over a little bit and then select both of those squares and click Align and then choose Align Top. And then I'm going to right-click and choose Weld. So now those two squares have become like one piece. And we're going to make a copy of that by right-clicking again and choosing Duplicate. So now we have two sets of these squares. I'm going to turn one color, the gray, that matches the outline of these letters, and then I'm going to turn the other color, orange, like the color of the letters. And then you're going to select both sets of squares and choose Align and then choose Center. And that will just line those squares up on top of each other perfectly. And then you can just bring them down so they're a little bit above the top of the design. The last thing that we need to do is attach each color of square to the corresponding color of vinyl that we're going to cut. So the gray squares will be attached to the light gray outline, and the orange squares will be attached to the letters. And I'm actually going to do that over here on the right panel so that I don't accidentally move or shift any of these elements. So I'm going to select the orange squares and hold down my Shift key and also select the orange lettering. And then I'm going to go down here and click Attach. And now I can actually just move that out of the way. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the light gray squares and the light gray outline. So select both of them and then click Attach. And now everything is locked together, and now we are ready to cut our vinyl. So you're going to click on the green Make It button, and then you'll be taken to this screen. And this will just show you what the design is going to look like on the two different cutting mats. So we have this one that is light gray, but I'm actually going to cut it out of white vinyl. And then we have this one down here that we will cut out of orange vinyl. So if everything looks good, you can click on the green Continue button. Once Design Space finds your Cricut, you'll be taken to this screen. Make sure that your dial is set to vinyl, and then you can go load your cutting mat. So place a piece of white vinyl on your cutting mat and smooth it down so there aren't any wrinkles or bubbles. Then load it into your Cricut by pressing the up and down arrow button. When your Cricut is ready to cut, you'll see the C button light up. Press that and the machine will begin cutting. When everything has been cut, you can press the up and down arrow button again to unload your mat. Remove the white vinyl from your cutting mat and place on a piece of orange vinyl. Load that into your Cricut and then repeat those steps until everything has been cut. Remove the vinyl from your cutting mat and trim away any unused portion of the vinyl. Then weed away the excess vinyl from around the letters. You can use your weeding tool to pull out the tiny pieces left inside of the letters. Next, place a piece of transfer tape sticky side up on your work surface. Then place the vinyl on top of that and smooth it down. Rub over the design firmly with your scraper and then trim off the excess vinyl backing and transfer tape. Clean the charger with some rubbing alcohol and let it air dry. Grab your white vinyl and pull off the backing. Position the design on your charger. You can use a ruler to make sure it's straight, but I just eyed it. I kind of used the plaid squares as guides. And I also put my design a little bit below center since I'm going to be adding a bow later. Once it's in place, rub over the design firmly with your scraper and then carefully pull off the transfer tape. Now, flip the orange vinyl over and pull off the vinyl backing. Then replace the backing, but leave the registration marks exposed. Place the orange vinyl over the white vinyl and line up those registration marks. Once the marks are all lined up, you can pull off the orange vinyl backing again. Use your scraper to press the orange vinyl onto the white layer. Rub over everything a few more times and then pull off the transfer tape. You can also remove the registration marks. The charger looks great like this, but if you want to dress it up a bit, you can glue on a decorative bow and add some fall embellishments. And that's it! I told you it was super quick and easy, and it turned out so cute. If you enjoyed this project and want to see more like it, be sure to subscribe and click on that notification bell so you'll get notified each time I post a new video.